Thank you for
I'm
the...
just trying to find.
It looks like they're gonna... Okay, they've started the coin flip and it is Swaghound that wins that. Let's see. Swaghound choose second pick. So we're gonna see what side 1Anchor I'm gonna pick. I'm gonna... Yeah, I'll be surprised if it's Dire. Like, that's kind of like... Yeah, but anyways, I just want to say this
Is the meta to pick Radiant? I actually don't
I think
know.
so, as in Radiant is just like... Unless you have a specific strat for Dire. Just because Radiant Triangle is so much cuter to farm. And I think...
That's true.
And it's close to Roche, right? So that's always been the case because your carry can farm. As we get straight into the game, yeah, today we're gonna have a very nice matchup. 1Anchor plus 4 loss at sea versus Swaghound over here. This is the first time these two teams are facing off. This is the Week 3 WLDL group stage. And this is, if I'm not wrong, it's the Contenders division, so the middle division.
Yeah.
We know a lot about 1Anchor and 4 loss at sea, but I've only watched one Swaghound game. But in the one Swaghound game I watched, they kind of decimated. So this is gonna be a very good it's gonna be a very good test of metal for both sides, I think. And instantly, the Respect Mars band coming out, they've done their research.
Yeah. This was definitely talked about, and Swaghound definitely they are strong on this hero. Who plays it on their team?
Lone. So Lone is their off laner, I believe.
Okay.
Alright.
Mirana ban as well.
Yeah, Mirana band's a bit interesting. Maybe it's also a bit of a...
Maybe it's targeted. That seems like a target.
I'm gonna go take a look at the... Yeah, the Outwarden for sure. Outwarden is, as we know, Chio specialty. So the first ban definitely warranted. I think this is not the first time we've seen it banned against them as well. Chio has expressed his... yeah, so... Bro, I broke the 1k GPM barrier 2 hours ago on Arc finally. Yeah, so don't think you want to give this man Arc, but... Yeah, so let's take a look at the rosters real quick. 1Anchor plus 4 lost at sea. Their captain is 17-year-old Australian boy, Chio Lestrange. Very strong-head about him and looking to carry his team. He'll be the highest MMR on his team. The rest of the team average MMR evens out to around 2.2k. On the side of, let me just take a look, Swaghound. I've seen this before. Yeah, Swaghound approximate MMR is 2.8k. Their highest MMR player is Big Dad Energy at 4k flat. They actually have 6 players, but Aquila is not playing. It's gonna be Z-Mage, who is the captain here. I think... Let me double check. Z-Mage, what is his in-game name? Is this simple? No, it's not. So the captain... Oh, I guess Z-Mage is just some... Swag Z-Mage is Big Dad Energy. Okay, yeah, so just different names in-game. I'm gonna see Winter Wyvern come out. One thing I want to point out is that in the games we've watched, 1Anchor 4 loss at sea, this Winter Wyvern has been a very solid pick for Vicromon, their position 5 player. He's shown a lot of comfort on these saving position 5s like Shadow Demon and Winter Wyvern, even though they might not be the most orthodox picks. In response, we see... I don't know, is this a trend? I've been seeing this more and more lately, like... you first pick a hero that has a certain element, and then they counter with a hero with the same element. Just to kind of like put things on the same platter. What do you think about this Lich pick?
I think, I mean, maybe this is a little too insider, but I think they might be trying to get into Benji's head a little bit.
Oh, that's true. Because we were talking to our boy Benji just last week, and they faced off against... I can't remember who it was. Who was it? No Limits?
Yeah, I think it was No Limits. They have a Lich player.
No, it's not. Wait, I don't think it's No Limits. I need to go look this up. I'm pretty sure it's... Let me look. Because if I see the team name, I'll recognize it. I don't think it's No Limits though. Oh wait, it is No Limits. I'm stupid. Yeah, it's Ezreal and Crimson, signature Lich spammer. So he was actually...
I actually wonder... Sorry, I actually... Go ahead.
No, you go ahead,
I was just gonna say, I actually wonder if, like, this is an like a read by Swaghound, like, they watch the games and they're like, ooh, they banned Lich, like...
Oh, maybe
they must not be very good against Lich.
Right. But then again, I'm sure that they're all in the same division, right? So I think they've done research on the other teams as well, I think. But either way, this Phoenix pick, we see this against the Winter Wyvern very often because a lot of the times, Winter Wyvern, we've talked about it time and time again, the curse and the save, all these spells kind of keep someone in place. and that just lines up a perfect Sunray, right? So the Phoenix very good at counteracting anything the Wyvern wants to do. If you curse a bunch of his teammates, if you curse a bunch of the Phoenix's teammates, he can Sunray all of them to heal them up. If you Cold Embrace save someone, you can, with the percentage magic healing, that's percentage magic damage from the Sunray as well. We're gonna see the Legion Commander in response. This is most likely the offlaner, but what do you think about this LC pick? Most likely it's offlane, right?
How does the LC versus the Phoenix matchup? Like, I don't really think of LC as someone who can, as like an egg hitter. But I don't know, maybe that's a bit of a misread. Actually, you know who's actually surprisingly good at hitting the egg?
Ooh.
Winter Wyvern.
Yeah, because of the range, right?
Yeah. And her attack speed's actually not that bad.
Yeah, but the thing I will say is that if a Winter Wyvern is hitting the 8, your game is either going really well or really poorly. So
That's
yeah.
true.
LC, I don't think they picked it as a direct counter pick to Phoenix, but I think maybe it's just more towards their own game plan. I'll be interested to see what they have in mind though, whether it's more for the dual pick off or whether it's for the press the attack, because of the fact that this Winter Wyvern doesn't really tag up very well with the LC. If you think about what these heroes want to do, it's a bit counterintuitive. There's now like this strange theme of like only one person can do damage to this hero kind of situation, because if you curse somebody and then you duel them as well, I don't know how that interaction works out. But just want to say that even though this Lich and Phoenix have already been picked, 1Anchor actually opt to ban out the AA, which makes sense against their like heavy healing, right, between the Cold Embrace and press the attack. But I'm not really sure whether Phoenix offlane is still a thing. So that's a pretty interesting ban. Meanwhile, in response, we kind of see Lifestealer and Huskar being banned out. Obviously, AA is the great Huskar color, so a lot of the times people will ban Huskar out just to be safe.
Yeah, and kind of going off of that too, it makes me wonder if someone on, it must be that someone on Swaghound has showed some offlane Phoenix in the past.
Offlane Phoenix, okay, that's true. Could be a lone hero, because we know lone is their offlaner. But all we know is the Mars and that info kind of got redundant after the first ban, right? It was useful for like it was useful for like 2 seconds, and then we moved on. But
we're seeing the carry bans again. The carry bans are coming hot and heavy again. So,
yeah.
we talked to a couple of the drafters in the league about this and just how frustrating it can be when one position gets targeted like this.
I do want to say, I feel like maybe it's because of the lack of games that we watch from Swaghound. I feel like 1Anchor and Fallouts at Sea don't really suffer that much from it. We've seen in their game so far, they still do manage to pick a few calls that work out for them. I think most notably the last pick, Chio, Ursa. You just can't, I mean, as much as you can ban carries, you just can't ban them all. And I think maybe in the highest level of play, when there are about like 3 to 4 contested carries, that or at least maybe like a pool of maybe 6 to 7 contested carries, the second phase bans can really eat those up. But here, it's kind of like the Wild Wild West, right? Like, we even see like a first ban Art Warden coming out, having to show that respect. So I don't think it's that much of an issue, but I'm sure it's frustrating for these core players. We see Faceless Void and Necro being banned out. Does this tell you anything about what they're trying to do with Beats?
Faceless Void and Necro. I think the Necro ban kind of indicates, this is kind of what I was going to say, something tanky. Usually when I think of Necro, I think of it as a hero that's very annoying for like tanky heroes just because of like the percentage-based damage. There's a lot of the items that Necro likes to buy are items that deal with very tanky heroes.
Sure.
And also the Reaper's Scythe is just a really good way of dealing with some tanky heroes like this as well.
Yeah, the Void ban really makes sense because it looks like a position 1 that can kind of really tie their draft together. One thing that 1Anchor is really missing right now is a lot of damage to pump into the duel. Like I said, the Wyvern and the Legion don't really do a lot of damage naturally. They solve that issue by picking up a Snapfire into a Cling, so it's most likely their position 4 and position 1. But that basically solves the damage issue. Right now you have a really nice LC Snapfire combo that can run around the map, shred your armor, and looking very strong in the physical damage front. I do want to point out about the Necro. It's a pretty interesting ban because a lot of the times you want to pick Necro's weakness really is still magical burst, right? And they have that in spades between the Lich, Phoenix, and Sand King. So maybe maybe it's just not a hero that they want matched up against the position one they're gonna pick. But what do you think about this lineup so far from 1Anchor and 4 Lost at Sea? It's kind of looking a bit scary, but might be a bit inactive.
Yeah, I think they have to play around. Like, unless Clinks is going out and ganking a ton, I think they kind of have to play around their Winter Wyvern and Snapfire cooldowns quite a bit.
Yeah.
I also don't know if they have like I don't know. I would like to see like one more disable from them to really have this like Mortimer's Kisses kind of pop off.
It feels a bit lacking right now because they do have nice like single target disable within the curse and the duel, but apart from that, their team fight, which is strange, right? Because you see a Snapfire and a Winter Wyvern and you're like, man, that's a lot of team fight, but because of the Clinks and LC, the team fight feels a bit weak compared to like a Sand King Barrel Striking 2 into Blood Rite, the Lich Out and Phoenix Egg. Like, right now Swaghound are packing a lot of damage. And yeah?
I wouldn't mind a Wraith King pick here from them.
From 1Anchor?
5 seconds.
Yeah, I mean, it's another single target stun, but it's a hero that can get into the middle of the fight. And even just the slowdown from Reincarnation, it's nothing to sneeze at, especially when you have this lineup.
I kind of get where you're going with it. It looks like 1Anchor and 4 Lost at Sea are banning out a last mid, which is kind of telegraphed, right? It's pretty straightforward that both teams are still looking for one mid. On the side of Swaghound, they ban out the Dragon Knight. But back to your point you were making,
Only 10 seconds.
I feel like they just kind of have to play again, at least play with the dual cooldown right now, which is quite scary because then you're putting a lot of eggs into your LC basket. They banned out the Viper. Okay, so the pool of mids, all spirits still available, but spirits don't really do too well against Bloodseeker, and maybe if you're playing spirits, you might be a bit scared of the Blink duel out of the tree line. I want to point out that as much as Wraith King kind of works conceptually against this like heavy magic damage lineup, you really don't like to play against Lich just because of the insane slows coming out from every point in time. Like, it's so easy to get kited as this Wraith King.
Yeah.
And you don't really have anybody
and
to give you vision of the back line, right?
Yeah.
So you're kind of jumping in with your LC, which doesn't feel very good, because that's just a two-man barrel strike waiting to happen.
Yeah, I would like to see something that can kind of initiate a bit. The I actually don't hate Ember into Bloodseeker that much. If you get your remnants out before you go in, it tends not to be too bad.
Yeah, Ember could be really annoying for Swaghound right now. Okay, and it's gonna be Void Spirit.
Okay.
Interesting.
I think that kind of it works a similar way.
Yeah. Cool. So we see the lineup come together. Void Spirit definitely filling that gap that we need, as Spirit heroes usually do. Leaving it for the last pick though, but Swaghound, they have the mid counter pick if they want it. We're gonna see what they think can take this Void Spirit on in lane and, you know, maybe match that action as well. Surely Meepo 24. Oh, that would be scary as hell if they do pick it. But I mean, they have the Wyvern and LC to ward against that. I'm sure it's all planned from Chio, baiting them a little here.
Yeah. So one thing about 1Anchor 4 Lost at Sea's lineup that I actually really like is so they pick this Void Spirit, and you kind of look at this team and you're like, between Clinks and Void Spirit, who's gonna be like who could really pop off here? But you also have this like Legion Commander as well, and I actually think the pairing of Legion Commander and Clinks could be really, really good.
Yeah.
Because the duel, you're always gonna have enough damage for the duel with the Clinks. And it opens up the Void Spirit to be able to hit the backlines, and Clinks can focus on like whoever gets
Ooh, a CK last
That's
pick.
actually a really good pick.
This is not something that we're a stranger to. We saw 1Anchor and 4 Lost at Sea actually pull out this CK last pick for themselves on Rufio, but it didn't work out for them. And we're gonna see whether Swaghound can show them how to do their job but better here. Which lineup are you favoring for these before we get into the game here? Maybe talk to me a bit about this CK pick. Why do you say it's a good pick here?
I think it blows up Clinks really, really quickly. And it can also deal with the Winter Wyvern very, very quickly. Like, if this guy's allowed to hit your backline at all, he's just going to blow up anybody on this team. And it's actually pretty good against the Legion Commander. It's a hero that can deal with duel fairly easily.
Just because he has his own lifesteal, right?
10 seconds
Yeah.
to pick.
Okay, here's the question though. Is it going to be a mid CK or mid Bloodseeker?
5 seconds remain.
Just based off what I remember, I think Simple Jack is their mid player, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah.
But I can't be 100% sure.
It could be a comfort pick. Like I don't know about the. I think it has to be Bloodseeker mid. I don't think Chaos Knight feels very good against Void Spirit mid. I mean, maybe Bloodseeker doesn't do much better, but I think Bloodseeker does has a bit more of a chance in that.
Blood Speaker.
Blood Speaker.
Imagine speaking to blood. It feels good, man.
I think that's what he does. Look at his
Yeah,
tongue.
probably,
He's
right?
speaking.
The way he talks, that man probably has heard some shit.
Swaghound definitely winning the cosmetic game though right now.
Yeah, that Benji Snapfire looking painfully bare, and that Clinks looking basic as a motherfucker. I really like this little tunic that this Bloodseeker has going on, and this Sand King looks hard as fuck.
Yeah, I like the Sand King because it doesn't have any ambient effects. It's just kind of
Right,
like
it's just like,
plastic skin.
yeah, like just an iron mold. I think that's literally nailed. Ooh, previous match, could wait popping off on Benji. But yes, as we get into the game, I'm really scared for this 1Anchor lineup because I feel like they need to have good lanes, and look at the strength of the lanes on the side of Swaghound. As we get into the game over here, let me just get my observing controls online as we are into game 1 of the group stage series of WLDL. We have 1Anchor 4 loss at sea against Swaghound. On the 1Anchor side, leading the team from the mid lane, this Void Spirit mid, it's going to be Chio the Strange, the 17-year-old captain. On the position 5, I can presume, it's going to be Nico Kneecaps on this Winter Wyvern. Benji will be holding it down on the position 4 Snapfire. Rufio is going to take the position 1 Clinks here. And last but not least, we have Vicromon. Usually they're position 5, but flexing a bit here on this off-lane LC.
Okay, so on the side of Swaghound, we have Lone holding it down on the position 3. Off lane, we have Thanos Wept. On the, I can assume this is a position 5 Lich, and then Spaceman on the position 4 Phoenix. And then Simple Jack's going to be playing, yeah, he is the ward, he's playing mid here. The mid Bloodseeker, and then Chaos Knight is going to be played in the position 1 by Z Mage. A position 1 CK, which isn't something that we tend to see a lot of anymore. It's usually played in the off lane, but I still think this hero can be very scary.
Yeah, and interesting, they actually try and set up for early move here. Of course, Lich with leveling Frost Shield, that's pretty interesting. I mean, it's here or there, right? I guess this kind of dampens your harass potential, but they wanted the longer range slope with the lead in from their course, but not gonna amount to much. It's gonna be the classic 2-2 here. I'm really gonna look for the early lanes to be dominated by Swaghound. I don't think as a Void Spirit you're very used to playing against a Bloodseeker. How do you think this lane matchup goes?
I think it's a little Void Spirit favored, but I don't think it's much. I think there's actually quite a bit of potential for Void Spirit to kill in this lane if Simple Jack gets out of position.
Okay, and the Blood Rite already coming out. And then just to dodge it, very nice for him.
But as far as last hits go, I think it's even.
Right. They both have ways to kind of secure those pesky range last hits, and Chio, I think early trading wise, if he can keep dodging those Blood Rites, and there really isn't a way for Simple Jack to set them up. But just as long as he can keep Simple Jack low and denying these last hits, stopping the Thirst Heal, actually Chio off to a commanding position here in the early first few waves. Yeah, as long as he can keep these denies up and deny the Thirst healing, it could look a little dicey for Simple Jack, like you said. We could see a kill come out.
And then Swaghand's actually taking quite a bit of damage in the bot lane against the Wyvern and Clinks combo. This is actually kind of a scary combo just in terms of like raw physical damage that they can put out.
Yeah, and the side of Swaghound, between this Sand King and Phoenix, they have a lot of magic damage, but that's only if you walk into it, right? Rufio and Nico Kneecaps gonna have no problem keeping their range. We see a very nice sentry already purchased by Spaceman just to make sure that Lone can farm without any troubles. They actually have 2 sentries between both of them just to make sure they want to sit in this lane. And as much as Nico and Rufio can kind of keep their distance and last hit, they can't actually hit Lone inside his sandstorm. They can't walk up and hit him. They don't really want to put a sentry down because like what can they do, right? They don't have a lot of spells that will punish him either. So I expect to see quite a free lane for this second king. He's definitely going to be able to get his farm. Meanwhile,
Yeah,
on the
and I
top
think that
side,
actually goes for Kings as well.
they're dueling it out right now. The Frost shield does come out onto this LC. But that's a lot of armor early on, and the overwhelming odds in return. Vicromon falling really low, but still has the tangles. Really low though, he needs to be careful he gets stunned. Maybe not respecting the cooldowns of those spells and falls for first blood.
Yeah, that's true. And then also in this lane, you see it looks like Benji doing a block of the small camp with an observer ward. This is kind of a controversial strategy.
Yeah, but I think like here's the scary part about playing Pulse 5 as this lich, right? Because if you leave the lane to go try and settle some pulling or like block a D-ward, your attack speed is so slow that killing that ward is going to be so annoying. And then Benji and Vicromon can just make a go onto you immediately. This definitely a lot of attention, like aggression potential with this cookie and this little shredder. We didn't see it come out earlier on in response to the kill, but Vicromon, you know, one kill down, not the end of the world. These things happen, right? Maybe just not really expecting the damage, but I doubt that's gonna happen to him again.
Yeah.
Okay.
And KS Knight is not an easy target to go on.
Yeah.
All things considered, he starts with a ton of health, and he's got double bracers right now, so he is a tanky boy, and he has 6 armor.
Yeah. There's a lot of damage that comes out on the side of 1Anchor. They could definitely take this CK down, but that's if the Frost Shield is not here. An additional, what, 40% damage reduction, that's just a bit too much for them to bear, especially since most of the damage coming out from this lane is going to be physical. Vicromon putting a heavy emphasis into that moment of courage. Level 2 now.
Yeah, they can really only focus on the Lich if they're gonna try to get a kill, I think.
Yeah, or they'd have to wait for the CK to be alone, but yeah, this Lich just staying with his friend over here. Not even bothering about this pull camp, so this ward basically useless right now. Okay, see a Frost Blast coming in. Oh, the cookie forward, a bit off to the side. I guess it's just to ward them off, but yeah, nothing much to amount from that. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, as we take a look back, it's gonna be Chio who's completely dominating in the last hits.
Yeah.
Excuse me there.
Yeah, I think we didn't quite expect this from this matchup, but I mean, I guess Void Spirit may be a little more traditional mid. He might be more used to playing it as well.
Yeah. And
this Bloodseeker might be more of a flex.
Yeah, we've seen Chio really put in the work on whatever he picks. I think just probably one of the standout players for this lineup. I do want to point out that they managed to take down the CK's courier, which had his boots on it, so that's pretty significant. That's gonna be dead for like 1 minute. It'll probably come back out, but for now, that's a nice little boost of gold for the Radiant side.
Yeah, and they'll probably have power treads when it comes back up. So, possibly a little bit of a power spike.
Yeah, so,
but at the same time, it's still so hard for them to kill him.
Right. Okay, so I think some of the games that we've watched so far, we have noticed that, you know, these mids, they play around their power spikes a bit more. Chio now hitting level 6. Do you think he's going to try and make moves around the map immediately? Or do you think he's just going to stay in here and wait until, like, his first or second, like small items?
I think, I don't know, it's weird, because I think Bloodseeker...
This could be a bit dicey here. Chio is level 6 already, and Simple Jack still at level 5. With the 2 steps forward, he doesn't have enough mana for the Simulate though. He does end up popping the stick. Does he have it? And he gets it. A solo kill by Chio onto this Bloodseeker. Meanwhile, on the top, okay, nothing's happening. I'm high. But Chio really nicely done from this Void Spirit over here, recognizing... we saw Simple Jack kind of run in and really try and get those last hits, but Chio immediately capitalizing on it and punishing him heavily.
Yeah, and we were talking about those power spikes, and I actually think that's huge, because what I was about to say is Bloodseeker's kind of a hero that if you leave him alone in this lane, he's going to take full advantage of it. And he gets the regen rune. Oh
yeah, this is the dream right now. As we see in the top side, actually, they managed to make a move, just like you said, onto this Lich, the only real target they can go on. And this is how you want to play the Lich lanes, right? You want to run at them, and the crucial thing is, Lich can only put his Frost Shield on one person. So you try and bait it out onto this CK, and Lich himself, he's so squishy, only at 700 HP and 2 armor. Not gonna be able to stand up to that.
In the bot lane, the tree's not exactly having a great time right now.
Just getting
completely open.
Yeah, completely.
And it's actually having an impact. He's able to get those hits off on the Phoenix because of that.
Yeah, and like as we know, with the way global warming works, when the trees are no longer around, the ice caps melt, and Nico definitely suffering a bit from that. Can't really get a nice posture in this lane. And once again, the sentry control from the side of Swaghound's off lane, just making sure this Sand King can get away with his farm scot-free and actually diving in. A little bit of aggression there from Spaceman. He's gonna take a lot of damage though, my friend. Oh, okay, I guess global warming is defeated just for now. Meanwhile, Benji falls into top lane. It's a classic Lich CK combo. Just throwing out all their spells and Snapfire, not the tankiest earlier on without any items.
Yeah.
Only has a Blightstone, so does fall in the top lane. But yeah, I want to point out this boosts a travel rush as we see it go. No time for waiting as Rupture coming out onto Rufio. He's under this tower, but Simple Jack, not a lot of damage right now. He can stand there, doesn't have to... Oh! Simple Jack narrowly gets that kill and the thirst heal. Oh, could... Yeah, he's gonna be fine. That was a little bit too close though.
Yeah, I think it's what he needed though. I mean, he's not going to be able to get a kill on this Voice Brit. He's just going to be able to TP home
for sure
if it ever gets dangerous. So.
Oh, and the sentry coming out, Nico gonna try and tack on some harass, but doesn't get the Splinter Blast off. This is gonna be a bit scary as immediately the counter sentry they're ready. I want to point out, what do you think about this boost of travels rush from this Sand King?
I'm interested in it. I'm trying to rack my brain. I mean, maybe it's because they think the other team is so gank heavy, they want to be able to respond whenever. And Sand King is certainly like just with his kit is a hero that's very good at responding to ganks. He's very good at getting in there and kind of breaking up the fight.
Yeah, for sure. I myself am a Sand King player, and whenever I'm having good games where I'm having free farm, I like to go for the travels as well, because one of the worst things about Sand King is that sometimes in the early game you need to pick between defending early tower pressure and being at the fights, and boost the travels is an item that lets you to do both. Sometimes in these games where you don't necessarily need a blink to set things up, you kind of have like your Phoenix swooping in to slow them for you. And these aren't about, as we see, Chio going in, and the Vicromon duel sets it up perfectly. Z-Mage, even with that ice armor, or frost armor rather, it's gonna fall. Very nice rotation from Chio here, just kind of looping around. They don't have any vision covering him in the mid lane.
Yeah, and that was very good timing because Vicromon literally just hit 6.
Yeah.
It was off of that wave, so good communication.
Yeah, you have to imagine that was probably communicated, right? Like, oh, I'm hitting 6 soon, come here, Chio, let's bust his ass, and they do it just well. But Simple Jack, knowing that there's no TP here from Chio, a little scary, but he has the Disseminate to dodge it. Nothing much gonna amount from that. Simple Jack still hitting away though, but this Bloodseeker doesn't have nearly enough damage. The face boots giving him the bonus armor as well as being under the tower. Chio's gonna be A-okay.
Bot lane, they're gonna do some harass on.
Yeah, but channeling the epi just to scare them away, and it's like what we said. Even if they walk into, even if they see him in this Sandstorm, this is a perfect Sand King game, right? He doesn't care. He can just sit here. If you hit him, he's attacking you with that level 3 Sandstorm now, and it's way too much damage for these squishy heroes to deal with.
Yeah, it's gonna take a lot of bursts for them to take him down at this point too. Like they have a lot of physical damage. I'm not sure if it's quite enough at this point.
Yeah. We see we see a Falcon Blade rush from this Kling. So do you like this? Do you like this build? We've been seeing it more and more, Falcon Blade.
I think it's really good on Klinks. Klinks is kind of sometimes a hero that struggles with mana a little bit. I think just having the stage.
As we see her go on to the top side, and the Multiple Kisses coming out immediately. Can he get the duel? He doesn't have the mana for it, pops the stick, actually gets stunned. He could get turned on here if he's not careful, but he already has the armor. I doubt Vicromon is gonna die. But I'm pretty sure they wanted a bit more from that, as we see Klinks fall on the bot side, but he does get the duel off, gets that 20 duel damage, and he's gonna walk onto this Lich now. My friend, you don't have a lot of damage, you can't match up to this LC right now. As can he get the last hit off? He does, makes it a double. Benji falls for it, but it's more than worth it to get this LC on the deck.
And that was another timing thing. He just got his armlet. So he gets the armlet and immediately decides to
run at them
make the play.
And I mean, they do get the return kill onto Benji here, but he does his job, right? He really throws out some of the kisses and gets them low. Meanwhile, as that action is happening, Klinks actually falls on the bot lane. I'm just gonna assume that's like he gets actually opts for the blink rush instead, tricking us all. But the blink probably catching him out by surprise and holding Rufio inside the Sandstorm is what I imagine happened there. And Rufio a bit unfortunate, but falls for that. But now that's your Blink Sand King reveal, or Sand King Blink reveal. So it's
and he doesn't have epicenter now, so you might be able to make a play on him.
Yeah, I don't think there's any play to be made without Shio coming here, but actually they offer the Blink Barrel Strike forward again, and Rufio under this damage over time, a ton of magic damage being pumped out. And okay, the Winter's Curse actually turning around. Looks like they're gonna want to try and do something. Oh, but wait, a bit of a misclick maybe, or just So if he clicked that Splinter Blast onto Lone, he probably could have taken down the Phoenix there, but maybe just a bit antsy and misclicks it onto the Phoenix herself, and is rather itself, and doesn't get that kill, instead gets turned around on. This bot lane just kind of falling a bit further and further behind from Anchors here.
Yeah, I mean, Rufio's farm is still pretty good.
Yeah.
So they can take that, and the tower hasn't gone down. So it's a high kill lane right now, I guess, but I don't think it's too bad for them.
Okay. Looks like they're gonna try and make something happen. The duel gonna come out, but two heroes side by side each other, and the nice chain frost from Thanos Swag, not what they wanted there, as the chain frost finishes him off and turns it around. I honestly don't think Benji had any business being so close, but he pays the price for it. Meanwhile, they take Rufio down again, but it's gonna be Lone to be the return kill. Chio looks like he's gonna clean up house here. There is an egg, but I don't think you popped out face, man. Oh no, that looked a bit strange there. I thought you got kind of puffed or something, but it was just the Fire Spirit's attack speed. Chio with a double kill. Who do you think this kind of all favors? Because Rufio's kind of getting like slammed right now.
I definitely think it favors the top. Chaos Knight is a hero that if he can get like a lead on you, you can look unstoppable.
Yeah.
And it's also gonna make it hard for heroes like Clinks and Void Spirit to be able to do much to him. Like these bursty heroes, if he's just tanky enough to live through it.
Okay, meanwhile, Simple Jack, we haven't really talked about him ever since that first kill, but what do you think he's going for a Maelstrom? Do you like this? What do you think, you know, the idea is for this position to Bloodseeker?
I think he might be recognizing that Chaos Knight has had kind of a pretty good lane, and is going straight for the armlet. Like, he's not getting a farming item at all. So it's possible he just kind of wants to be the hero that can scale.
Oh, nice little dodge there from Chio to get that get out of that blood right, but has to spend the second Astral Step away. Meanwhile, we see a dive onto bot, onto top side. That was another dual setup kill and the Mortimer's Kisses. This is the combo that we talked about, right? This Death Squad is going to be wanting to run around, play around the cooldown of the duel and get those kills.
Yep.
Maxed out Lil Shredder, now this Lich stands absolutely no chance.
Yeah, and one thing you saw there too, and this has happened a couple times with Chaos Knight.
Oh,
whenever
a Rupture though,
pops
on the Chio. Sorry for interrupting. Okay, yeah, sorry about Chaos Knight. I think he's going to be just fine. But yeah, sorry
whenever
about
he pops the whenever he pops Phantasm, this Legion Commander is always quick to respond with overwhelming odds, and Phantasm doesn't really do much.
Yeah, especially level 1, right? And before you get any of your strong items, I think CK, he's gonna get this armlet shipped out now, so his Phantasm illusions are just gonna be that much stronger. Wait, a TP right in front, he's gonna cancel it? No, it doesn't have the... Oh, okay, it's gonna be the Sinister Gaze to stop him. It's Simple Jack that falls in the mid lane, not really sure where Bikermon was TPing there, but the Chain Frost again out onto both heroes. A nice little... Oh, and the Chain Frost with the nice bounces. Meanwhile, they get a kill on the Chio in the mid lane, not really sure how that happened, but maybe falling a bit low in that tussle after killing Simple Jack, but nice little kill in the top side. Once again, Thanos with his Chain Frost doing the mad work right now, and Benji, he's gonna get nightmares from this Lich right now. They're definitely getting into his head.
And this Chaos Knight is so tanky as well, with the
Absolutely.
armlet and then 2 bracers. Like 1600 HP on your safe lane carry at 15 minutes is incredible.
Yeah, and this is literally what we talked about, right? Once he gets that armlet, he's gonna be so much stronger, and now he can match that LC. You know, you can armlet toggle, but this Chain Frost bounce damage is just a bit too much for you to toggle through, right? We see it take down Vikromon and Benji. I do want to say though, I feel like Benji's playing a bit too far close to his LC. He kind of seems to get caught out by these Chain Frosts, but looks like they're gonna try and set up now with the Mortimer's Kisses and the duel. Vikromon, but smartly, the top lane of Swaghound backs away. They know this Void Spirit isn't showing, and they're kind of scared. I'm not really sure. I think they might have spotted out that TP with this nice little cliff wall placed over here. And Chio is gonna make the move back to mid. They ping him out though. Simple Jack gets the illusion rune. Yeah, both just gonna walk away.
With Wyvern there, he's totally safe.
Yeah.
We haven't seen a tower go down yet. Where do you think the first tower is going to go down here?
I think it's gonna be oh, okay, as we see a go on to top lane, Vikromon being Sinister Gazed while he's dueling. Can they kill Z-Mage before he pops the Phantasm? He does, but it doesn't matter. They don't get the dual damage, but they get the CK, and once again, it's the Chain Frost that cleans both heroes up.
It just came off cooldown.
Yeah.
They were definitely playing around that, and they just were a little too late.
Yeah, I think they really were hungry to make the move, especially with Chio TPing to the top lane, but couldn't find the opportunity. Nice little back off from this Z-Mage CK. But yeah, still falls in the end, but doesn't get the dual damage and falls both of them yet again. This is looking a bit spooky for the off lane. They were kind of set up to have a really good start. They got some kills on CK, and you know, even though he fed that first blood over to the CK, it doesn't really. It's still off to a good start, but now this LC, with every kill that she tanks, it's a bit further away from a Blink Dagger, and that's going to limit their mid-game moves quite a lot.
And Chio's going to be making a move top here.
Yeah, but they...
hoping to catch them off guard with all this aggression.
But spotted completely, and they ping it out. Chio knows. He's like, they see us here, there's confirmed a war, and they place it down, his suspicions are confirmed. Very nice call out from Chio over there as he rotates back to mid to try and defend this tower. A second time in a row, the gank unsuccessful.
There's a lot of damage coming out on this mid tower.
Okay, and the duel onto Thanos map. They have the support in the background, but it's not nearly enough to save this Lich. Lone, he's gonna come in with that Boots of Travel, and the Winter's Curse to deny. And now, this is the Snapfire Phoenix counter, right? The little Shredder just wrecks that egg. Lone not able to channel that epi, but now he's gonna turn it onto Nico. It's like, you cursed me, my friend, you gotta pay for it. They get both supports in return for one, but I think that favors the side of 1Anchor just because of the fact that they commit less heroes here. As I say that, Chio's gonna come top and kill Simple Jack off. A bit unexpected, maybe farming with a bit too low HP as they throw their buffs onto him. They're gonna see Lone now. He has a Barrel Strike away and he gets to the safety of his tower and survives. Very nice move from Chio here to clean up and make that a 3-for-1 basically.
Yeah, and that was all set up because so Chio was actually fighting with Bloodseeker in the middle lane.
Right.
Bloodseeker commits Rapture to stop the gank, but because of their vision, they're able to see that he's still farming. So Chio's just like, okay.
And Thanos in a bit of a dicey situation, maybe wanting to D-ward, but he's gonna feed another dual damage over to Vicromon. Just as we talked about, maybe this LC potentially falling a bit behind. He's just gonna get the Blink Dagger shipped out to him right now, and I just expect it to be go, go, go. Chio, we saw him queuing up the Axe a bit earlier on, but I think he's opting for this use now, going for a more active build, recognizing that maybe Benji with a little Shredder can deal with the egg, and maybe he just bursts the backline so fast that he doesn't need silence, right? Just goes for the additional setup with the use, and we're gonna see what they can do here. Walking through the jungle now, no moves, they're gonna ping.
Try to go in on Simple Jack, I think.
Yeah, but Simple Jack is a bit wary, he's gonna walk away.
Yeah.
They set up a nice little ward here though, but maybe if they walk by, they might... yeah, but it's night vision, they're not gonna see.
And Anchors is a fan of when they hit a timing, they want to go, go, go. So I wouldn't be surprised to see them make a move for this mid tower.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Chio making these calls as well, because you see him pinging out like where they want to go. Like he pings this cliff that Benji subsequently wards. I'm pretty sure they're gonna try and make a move. They see Vicromon sees him here. They can set up with the Multiverse Kisses. A bit far away though on Benji, but he throws them in anyway. The long range artillery gets him. Thanos Web gonna be smoked by the Kisses as well, and Vicromon gonna be chasing the Frost Armor. And the Force Staff already completed nicely from the Lich, keeps himself alive, but Simple Jack to fall again. And I just gotta say, we haven't really seen the effect of this last pick Bloodseeker. Oh, as the jump in from Benji, setting it up onto Lone, he's so squishy with that Boots of Travel build, and just gets immediately melted.
Yeah, and they're gonna be able to get this mid tower pretty easily. And in that fight, you actually see, and when they have the distance, this Lich can't do much.
Yeah. This is one of the weaknesses of the Lich, right? The thing is, if you come in and you get nice and dirty, his Frost Armor suddenly does so much, and you see a Phantasm Z-Mage wants to make a go onto Benji. Benji's gonna get gone on, but Nico, he has the... oh, he doesn't actually commit the Cold Embrace, that's pretty interesting. Meanwhile, they clean up the backline, but it's their own backline being cleaned up right now. Both supports on 1Anchor to fall, and you know, Vicromon and Chio, they get the duel onto the Lich, but one more kill onto the Lich, I don't know how important that is. They're gonna bail though, both heroes TPing out. A bit of a maybe unexpected, like we saw, oh okay, as we see a big Barrel Strike in, but nothing much gonna amount from that, just defending the tower. But yeah, tell me a bit about that fight. How did that kind of all play out?
I think Dire recognized that they kind of they used duel, they used Mortimer's Kisses to get that those 2 kills. And meanwhile, Dire has both the Phoenix Egg, they have Epicenter if they want to use it. No, I know Lone was dead, but they have Egg, they have Phantasm, and they have Lich Ult. So even like 3v5, they have good opportunity to get a kill if they're under this mid 1 tower.
Right, but what I'm curious about is, don't you expect that move from 1Anchor? Maybe they thought like, oh, you know, we got the kill already, so this free tower, right? But they didn't. It looked like that Winter Wyvern didn't anticipate the Phantasm coming out from the trees there.
I think they may have just not been anticipating them to defend it. Like, you think, oh, you got 2 kills, like, they should just give up this tower for free.
Right.
So, possibly just feeling a little too safe there.
Yeah, but we have not seen Rufio leave this lane at all, and this is the power of the booster travels, right? Coming back here, despite like just being made to defend the tower, this Sand King can just be about everywhere. But we do see its weakness as well when he does get caught out with that setup that they're building for with the Yules. He can get bursted almost immediately. One of the things we're worrying about is the lack of damage coming out from the side of 1Anchor, but because of the nice start that this offlane has had, and Chio as well, they have damage in spades.
Yeah, and they're gonna make a move on Lone here.
Okay.
Oh, he doesn't quite get the duel off. That's
A bit unfortunate.
good reaction from Lone.
Yeah, Lone quick on the fingers there, knows that he needs to get out because if he gets clipped by any one of the catchers, he's basically deceased. They might try and posture and make a move here, the epicenter being wound up, but a bit far away, blinks forward, gets the tail end of that off, but there's a rupture as well, but can't get it off. Meanwhile, Duel on the other end of the fight. They get Z-Mage, but this tanky CK already has the Echo Saber, and he's gonna pop the Phantasm now, pulls Vicomon in. The Winter's Curse a bit too late, but now they're turning on the Z-Mage, but there isn't really a lot of damage through that force shield. Chio, he's gonna finish the job though onto Simple Jack, but Thanos Wet, he's gonna be the one to hold him in place for now. This egg gonna get shredded down. That's breakfast right there. Meanwhile, it's the Iceberg on the other end to fall. Chio still wants to make something happen though. Yules up the Simple Jack. Bloodseeker. Oh, okay. The Blood Right just dodges it. And the jump in, missing their skills right now. This Bloodseeker still a bit too fast for them to catch up to. Are they gonna give up on the chase though? I think they know he doesn't have mana for TP, right? They must know. They must know.
Yeah, he's a hard man to find though.
No, Rufio's still on his case. Rufio, he has to see. He doesn't see him, and okay. Bloodseeker's gonna get out, but ultimately it's a 4-for-1 exchange. 4-for-2 exchange rather. A bit of a questionable duel early on onto that. CK maybe not realizing that his team was a bit too far away, but now they get some nice vision set up. Might have revealed that with the D-Ward on the cliff here, but still overall very much in the favor of the Radiant.
Yeah, and I mean, it seems like one team or the other has been able to get quite a foothold in this game. Like every engagement has been seen with a counter engagement, maybe on the other side of the map.
As we see a blink in and a duel onto this CK again. The armor just being shredded and the cookie as well, and Chio is right there to clean it up. They don't get the dual damage, but it's more than good enough. Aether, Remnant, and use the setup again. Benji doesn't have the cookie to follow up. There's a dive. No, it's already used just now to try and save him. And Spaceman, he's gonna die as well. Lone, he TP'd in for this. He has the use to save himself from the dust. He does. Is there any follow-up detection? I don't think so, but the burst damage just blows this Sand King up. Where did he go, my friend?
Yeah, and this is exactly what I was gonna say. This is the first time we've seen a team take a commanding lead in this game and take control of the map. Prior to this, it was just like a completely even skirmishes pretty much across the board. And
yeah,
now
just
we're finally
trading back
seeing
and
like
forth, right?
Yeah, not just a kill lead, but a gold lead as well.
Yeah, and a lot of this really has been set up by Chio and the calls that he's been making, right? Between all these vision that he's been kind of asking them to place down. We see a lot of aggressive vision. Now we see inside the triangle, on the cliff, as well as right next to the Ancients. Prior to that, we saw so much vision set up on the top side jungle as well, which kind of prompted this Lich to look at how many sentries he's buying. Just the whole map swamped with sentries on their side. But now they recognize this and they play on the opposite end instead. Very nice vision control game from 1Anchor.
Yeah, and they're gonna try to make a move in response.
Okay.
But they don't have any detection for Rufio, and he just is able to get
just
out.
walk away. Oh yeah, and Rufio now with that skeleton walk shard completed. Almost with as they see okay. It blinks onto the high ground to get
I don't think that's necessarily where he wanted to go.
Okay, shield in, now has the X, silences the entire backline, and the second Astral Step just takes down this Lich without any concerns. Lone, he's gonna blink in with the epicenter, but the Yules to save him for now. Can they get this egg? I don't think they're gonna get it in time. They kind of need to back off. Nico gonna cold embrace himself to keep himself alive. Meanwhile, this CK Phantasm on the backline tries to get it onto the Chio and actually gets it. That's a pretty huge kill. But is he gonna pay with his life for it? The duel forward, but the Sunray, this is what we talked about, and Z-Mage able to keep himself alive. There isn't nearly enough damage from Rufio at this point in time. Rufio, can he clean up the kill here? Spaceman doesn't have the dive. He's gonna fall most likely to that last arrow. Meanwhile, Simple Jack as well, falling to that physical damage. It's the 1v1. Last carry standing. Who's gonna come out on top? Rufio doesn't have the death pack. He's gonna try and clean up, but I don't think he can make it happen. There's still the CK stun and the lifesteal. Rufio, he's gonna get turned on. No way! Z-Mage stays alive. Oh, doesn't toggle in time. It's an absolute massacre. Both sides, 10 kills, all dying. Who does that even favor?
Wow.
I have no idea.
I mean, the gold lead is exactly the same. You see maybe a
Nothing
little
has
bit
changed.
of a change in Dyer's favor. Swaghound maybe getting a slightly better end of that deal, but I don't think it helps their map control much at all.
For sure. Now the Lich has the time to go take back control of this triangle if he so chooses. I do want to point out that the Chio, as much as this Aghanim makes him very strong, he does get ruptured and immediately the entire epi channeled on him. And you don't really have a BKB and you already use your or at least even your use keeps you alive for a while, but the CK, very nice. This is what you want to do as a CK, right? Come in on the back line, or it's either you're bursting someone down immediately or you come in on the back line and clean up. And at that point in time, I think a bit of just kind of panic from the side because they see the CK illusions coming in, right? They don't know whether they want to stand and fight and run. Vicromon decides to duel, but the supports try and back up, and then a bit of disconnect on that fight caused by the CK coming in just results in both teams falling entirely.
Yeah, I mean, you rarely see a entire wipe like that. Not just the one team, but of both teams.
The only time you see that is like, remember TI when like it was the T1 game versus like I can't remember who it was against, but it was like 10 buybacks and stuff like that. Obviously, we're not gonna see these buybacks early on. Nothing much to be gained. I'm gonna be looking at the Roche take sooner or later from 1Anchor because that's kind of been the thing limiting them from being able to push, right? They've gotten these early towers, they've gotten these map controls, but they haven't map control, but they haven't been able to convert that into any more objectives. And the gold lead, like you said, has remained static. The longer this game goes, the harder the CK is gonna be able to take down, and especially with this Phoenix backing him up, we saw it come to effect in that fight as well, keeping him alive for so long. Now it's the BKB as well. It's looking a little hard to kill this man.
Although at the same time, this Winter's Curse is definitely going to work against them in that way. If he's able to get CK against anybody in Winter's Curse, that hero's just going to die.
Okay, so they see Nico with the wards here. They might be looking to make a move bot as we see the group up. Invis rune now from Spaceman. Not gonna be spotted out, but immediately the Barrel Strike and the Slap. And, a small little Archer tries to hold him off, but there's no match for this
But they're gonna go into Roche at the same time, and they take it pretty quick.
Yeah, very smartly recognized. They don't have their clings with them at the moment. But yeah, they're just gonna rush it down with this insane minus armor, as I say that. Yeah, very smart from 1Anchor, and it's just the shot calling that we've seen from them come out on top so far, right? It's all these shots and all these moves that they've made that make them come out ahead. Maybe all three not knowing who's gonna take the Aegis there. Chio reluctantly takes it. I'm sure they would have liked it on their Clinks. Actually, Clink shows himself there in the bot lane, but they don't actually go on him. So they take the bot tier 1 tower, but that's definitely a trade in the favor of 1Anchor. They get the Roche for themselves, and that really helps them take any fight. We saw Chio only narrowly dying there in that earlier engagement, and now with this Aegis, he can kind of go in fearlessly.
Yeah, he's got Aegis, he's got Ags at this point, and the Yules. I mean, he's got so many different ways to save himself.
What do you think they can do with this? Aegis though? What do you think they're gonna look to try and accomplish?
I think with this Aegis, with how close the game still is, I think you'd be happy if you get one tier 2 tower and are able to take the outpost and control the map. I don't know what tower you target here. I think like conventionally you would probably go. They're gonna go in here.
Okay, as we see a move onto mid, I completely missed the action, but Vicromon pops that BKB, and the curse unfortunately onto an illusion, and Vicromon too much physical damage. Simple Jack hitting way onto Nico, but he's gonna get Cold Embrace off. You might wonder like maybe that Cold Embrace would have helped Vicromon a bit more instead. But it's the Mortimer's Kisses that come in and they knock down the Lone Sand King, and actually one last hit off onto the 8 gets it. Z-Mage though, he's gonna get turned around onto Benji. Meanwhile on the back line, Chio's able to clean up Simple Jack and that Phoenix onto Thanos Web now. Doesn't have any way of surviving, and the Dissimulate is gonna finish him off. Meanwhile, Rufio has to run from this Z-Mage. CK still hasn't had to pop his BKB just yet. Blinks forward, now it's this CK versus the world that Blast Rig gonna pop, but this CK most likely gonna fall. And just as we've seen time and time again, Chio putting the team on his back, right? As much as the front line's being jumped, he just knows his job, gets the back line, takes out, bursts this Sand King immediately, doesn't have any defensive items, and just takes out the back line. They're not able to do much. And the Stepfire we see...
they still have Aegis.
Yeah, the Stepfire just like, as much as he just takes down Simple Jack in one shot along with Rufio, and then just turns around, just knocks down that egg. Maybe the egg a bit too close to that Snapfire. Gonna have to watch for that later on at Spaceman. You can't afford to let that Snapfire be in blasting range of you. We see how easy it is to take down. And such a crucial
They
team
move
fight.
so fast.
Yeah, with this Rufio, now Skadi completed. Lone gonna try and get a double stun in, doesn't manage to pick it off though. And he has the Mindbreaker, but it only silences him for a short while. Meanwhile, Thanos web, he's gonna fall really low. It's just one kind of pulse away, but he doesn't manage to get the finish. Meanwhile, Chio is not gonna be ruptured here, but it's Rufio that's gonna fall for going so far forward. Chio, he has the Aegis, but now both of his other cores are dead. Does he have an Astral Step to get out of this? He does. Yep, and he'll be A-okay. Still being seen by the Thirst Vision though. Simple Jack definitely could get the chase on. They dodge out this Aether Remnant and the Dissimulate again. Oh, dodges the other way around.
Off cooldown in a couple seconds here though.
Yeah, but so is the Barrel Strike. He's gonna be able to make it use just for the setup. And the Barrel Strike in, they're gonna try and finish off this Aegis. I think his read is that maybe I can get out with the respawn. Yeah. Oh, actually he's gonna try and turn it around. Is he? No. The Dissimulate stun, he has the Aghanims.
Does just enough damage to scale him off.
Oh, he's already level 25? Oh, this Void Spirit?
He has only died twice, and he's been around for pretty much every kill on this game.
Yeah, he's already has the Dissimulate stun, but yeah, maybe overextending a little bit there. They get the mid tower, but everyone to fall and they lose the Aegis as well. Just I don't know, but just a tad bit sloppy from the side of 1Anchor. They do have to recognize and respect the overwhelming magic damage still coming out from the side of Swaghound here. And we see this Bloodseeker actually start to be able to play the game right. As much as in that earlier engagement, he kind of got kited around and blown up after his BKB ran out. In these scrappy engagements, it's Bloodseeker that loves those the most, right? You can just kind of get in and out and get the job done.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's and with this 25, this Void Spirit is going to be super scary in these fights. Luckily for them, luckily for the side of
Chio's gonna find Thanos again. This Lich is so sad. Misses the Aether Remnant though, but instantly deceased. Yeah, nothing much he can do about that. The Arcane Rune as well, just making sure those abilities are off cooldown. And Chio actually going for the Linkins here.
The one saving grace I think for Dai right now for Swaghound is going to be the CKE is still like fairly farmed and very tanky, so it's not really someone that Chio can deal with at all.
Yeah, for sure.
They really have to rely on Rufio to be able to get enough damage in on him without taking damage himself.
Yeah, and Rufio does have that Skadi, so he's very well equipped to do so, but it's really about who kind of like gets to jump on who, because if CK can get in range of that Clinks and start thwacking down, then this Clinks can't really stand out, right?
Yeah, definitely.
I think one thing I'll be really looking for, right, is in this game, I kind of want to see, I guess Lone initiate on the back lines instead. Right now, so far, he's been Barrel striking and just kind of trying to be that frontliner for his team. But you can kind of leave Simple Jack to do that with the BKB now, a bit more tanky, right? These backlines like Benji, he's always been able to get his Mortimer's Kisses off and get like off a stray little shredder. You really need to open up the fight for your Phoenix to be able to out, so you need to take out this Snapfire.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're gonna get the tier 2 tower here. And Aegis is down. But yeah, they take the tower so fast that Dire can't really respond.
Yeah.
Like by the time they would have been able to get in there, the tower would have already been down, and then your vision advantage is kind of gone too.
Yeah, I don't know if this is a Lotus Orb or a Aether Lens from Benji. I think I'll be surprised if it's an Aether Lens. Most likely it's a Lotus Orb. We also see there's a very high emphasis on single target spells on the side of Swaghound, and we see that recognition with this Lincoln Spear on Chio now completed. This man is gonna be borderline unkillable, I'm pretty sure, and he's building into the Aeon Disc as well. Yeah, this Void Spirit is about to ball out of control.
This will do nicely.
And they might look to make a move here, maybe just pushing out the lanes. I think if you're anchors, you just kind of want to control the map right now and make sure they can't get out of base. Yeah. Maybe wait for the next Roshan and then just win the game.
Yeah, so Roshan is we're gonna see when Rosh spawns in around a minute or so. Obviously, if you're 1Anchor fan right now, you're gonna be hoping it respawns early so they can push this high ground. Like we said, the longer this game goes, the scarier the CK gets, and he already has this Skull Basher ready to kind of make moves happen.
Yeah.
The thing is, like, this Clinks can get away, but if you get on top of him and bash him and chain stun him, he can't really output much damage. Same goes for this Void Spirit, right? I'm pretty sure, like, as much as he has the Linkins to kind of keep himself alive, if he gets bashed, there's not much that he can really do against it before the Aeon Disc. As we see a move out from Swag, looks like they want to make something happen. There's vision though, and they reveal it back on in, but the barrel strike misses. Both sides just kind of like fumbling the initiation a bit and actually pulls him out. Chio, he's gonna fall! The reality rift pierces spell immune, that is
and if
huge.
he doesn't buy back, they have no chance in this fight.
Yeah, meanwhile Thanos Web gonna fall though, and Lone gonna get dueled down. Nico Kneecaps gonna be the one to take the brunt of this CK's initiation. Rufio gonna try and hit away, get stunned up by the egg though, as he is in a dicey situation right now. Nico has the Winter's Curse to still kind of keep him alive, and he pops it off. Meanwhile, on the back lines, they do take out Simple Jack, then BKB running out, and Z-Mage, he's alone now, only a Spaceman, but the Phoenix, he's out of skills, and Z-Mage gonna fall. Spaceman to next, he's just out of cooldowns. And as much as they burst down, yeah, they burst down Chio, but Rufio, he's at a point where he's a bit too strong, and the CK pops that BKB finally, but it's kited out by that Winter's Curse. Was questioning it a bit about, like, oh, why is he holding it for so long, but they managed to make it work. Yeah, they just, once again, burst down the backlines, and it's this Clinks, right? The shard, it just makes it so that there's this area, the longer he fights in it, there's these skeleton archers that just make it so hard to fight into if you are Swaghound, and they're forcing out the buybacks from Simple Jack, recognizing that, you know, if you don't buy back, we can end the game here. They have so much push on the side of 1Anchor.
And no buyback from the CK. So and I think they actually are recognizing that, because if they see the Simple Jack buyback, you would assume you would also see the CK buyback.
Yeah, but it doesn't really matter, right? The Chain Frost comes out just to kind of scare Vicromon away, but he doesn't care. He's almost at level 25 now, and Rupture comes forward. Vicromon pops the BKB, trying to run for. Oh! That Cookie might have killed him there. Benji, griefing your team a little bit, homie. Actually goes for the Aether Lens instead. Nico gonna glimmer and blink away.
For them to get more hits off.
Yeah, meanwhile, Rufio gonna clean up this top towers. The Phoenix is up in 1 second. But I don't think they have any way of... Yeah. Wait, they're gonna get Megas? No way. Wait, they're not in position. They're busy trying to kill this Winter Wyvern, and they just get Megas right now. Chio and Rufio, they're gonna sweep away and clean you up. The Barrel Strike blocked by the Linkins. This is what we saw the purchase for. And the Dissimulate already away. Rufio in a bit of a dicey spot himself, though, getting ticked down by the percentage health damage. But he turns around onto Spaceman, used up right now. CK is back in though, and Rufio most likely is gonna fall. But
I think you're still happy with that.
Yeah, you're completely fine. That's mega creeps, man. Like, I don't know about that one. I mean, they do pay the price of clicks for it, but yeah.
But this is gonna open up Roshan to you, because they're gonna have to deal with these mega creeps the entire time you're attacking the big man.
Okay, but one thing I can say is that this Sand King, he can definitely deal with the mega creeps by himself, and they can try and contest this Roche, because right now all 5 of them are alive. They need to try and force this Roche to like try and get buybacks out from 1Anchor, right? Because if they just wait for the heroes to respawn, they're not gonna win that Roche fight. There's just so much area control between the Clink Skeletons and the Winter's Curse and the Mortimer's Kissers. As low, he finds Benji in the triangle here, a bit far forward compared to the rest of his team though, but they all have ways of catching up. Benji 4 staffs away, but he's not gonna make it out. Yeah, looks like he's gonna fall here. Just gets knocked down by Simple Jack. And yeah, this is what they need to do. They need to make these aggressive moves. Chio, meanwhile, cutting the wave over here, stopping the push. Very smart from him. Picks up an Invis Rune and Courier for his trouble. Oh, wait, that is Swaghound's Abyssal. So that's really, really significant for them. They still have... Okay, yeah, all their creeps are just dead. So no push coming out, and Chio, he's gonna rat this second wave again. Misses these 2 catapult creeps though, so they can still get the push going if they so choose. But they're gonna try and make a move on the Nico, and the first hit bash, Nico, he's gonna fall, doesn't have buyback on this Winter Wyvern. Has been an integral part in the fight so far, but Chio's so far still getting a lot of work done on this map, just pressuring, realizing that he can't fight them head on. But Vicromon, he's gonna get gone on Reality Rift. They have to know that this Reality Rift pierces spell immune can catch them unawares. Oh, Chio, that's his Aeon Disc killed though. So that's 3 minutes without the Aeon Disc. That's pretty significant. Yeah, but very smart from Chio, recognizing that he can get this split push off and stopping the push preemptively. They can't really approach high ground. And yeah, Lone just has to be here to defend against the Mega Creeps. With this finish, Shiva's now going into the Eternal Shroud, but I don't know how much that kind of does for him. He's just kind of felt so squishy in these fights, right? Not being able to keep up with the rest of the cores.
Yeah, and with Rufio up, I mean, this is very scary. They probably can just take Roshan incredibly quickly. The last time they took Roshan very quickly, and it was just with Legion Commander. There was no Clinks there to deal out extra damage. And this Clinks, I mean, his This Klink's item build is literally made just to destroy Roshan and destroy CK.
Right. Yeah, this Klinks is definitely well equipped, and he's gonna even go for the axe down the burning army as they walk into Roche. Actually, I want to point out one thing that I saw. I think all of them rotating back to base and being spotted by the creeps is a mistake, because now if you don't see them on the map, you know they're smoking out. Whereas if they stay hidden the whole time, right, you're not as scared. But they really have the vision set up. Spaceman a bit late puts that sentry down just to hear the Aegis go down, and yeah, it's gonna be. Aghanim shot for Chio over here, I think. Oh, they leave the Falcon Blade in. Hello? That's quite a lot of gold, my friend. Little dicey.
I mean,
but...
maybe if you just want to close out the game, I mean, maybe it's a play.
Yeah,
because
so
he's gonna get the Ags.
I'm not sure who was the one who got the Ag shot, but I'm pretty sure, like, Benji now, he has the shot, he's queuing a Deso, so pretty spicy stuff from him. And AC now complete on this, LC, so gonna be that much tankier, along with the AoE press the attack, which is gonna come in just a bit. That's gonna be very scary. And this looks like it's Beats, do you wanna say the line?
Does it look, what you want me to say? It looks like it's GG? What are you trying to get me to say?
No, I'm trying to get you to say the good old, it looks like it's Radiant's game to lose.
Oh, it is 100% Radiant's game to lose.
I'm so disappointed you didn't catch that one.
I'm
but
so sorry.
Come
I'm
on,
so sorry.
man. That's literally, you gotta say the line, but yeah, but
yeah.
Okay, right now we see a bit of a choke. I will say that the vision coming out in the mid lane pretty useful, but now you're just kind of contending against mega creeps. It kind of feels like a bit of a prison, right? I don't know.
Yeah,
they're gonna have to take like a miracle team fight where they like burst down Chio again, but his career is gonna come out in 46 seconds. That's his A on this, and that's not gonna happen again, right?
So what is Radiant waiting for right here? Do they just want to get a pick, or are they waiting to get buyback on something?
No, I'm pretty sure they're waiting for the A on this. Because the only way they lose the fight is if this Void Spirit gets busted down, right? Or they're waiting for someone to overextend so they can duel him.
Yeah, any overextension is gonna be like GG here.
Yeah.
Buyback's committed already on the Bloodseeker, and at this point, the CK does have a buyback.
Yeah.
So that might help.
Okay, let's take a look at buyback status over here. Everyone is buyback except for this this blast. Oh wait, he actually epicenters in onto Bicromon, but immediately gets the BKB off immediately, and Phantasm pops but catches nobody. Meanwhile, Chio's in, already burst out the lich, then he needs a buyback. The 8 comes out right now, warding them off. Bicromon, he's gonna fall. He has a buyback, but Yules himself. Chio keeps himself alive for now. Meanwhile, Rufio standing in the midst of it, has that Aegis, fighting up against that CK. But Nico, he's gonna be the one to fall for this Benji. He's getting hit up by Simple Jack on the backline. They don't have enough damage to burst through them at the moment. Chio still wreaking havoc, but Rufio, he's gonna fall, respawning in the middle of this CK, still full HP right now. I don't know whether he can stand up to this CK, but Vakumon with the buyback now, with the press the attack, keeps his carry alive, and Z-Mage, now he's gonna be the one who's starting to get shredded. He's falling very low, he has that buyback, he's gonna have to commit it if they want to save this game.
Use it right now.
Yeah, Vicromon once again keeps Rufio alive with the AoE press the attack. Chio now with the ultra kill, can he finish it off? Z-Mage, you'll start. With the Dissimulate stun, I don't know whether it can happen, but the Bashes and the stun narrowly dodges that Barrel Strike with the Dissimulate. Meanwhile, Benji back into the fray as well. The dive fall from Spaceman does a bit of damage, but he's falling so low to the arrows. He needs to use himself, but Chio there to clean up with the Pulse. Lone, they have their hands full with these Mega Creeps. This is looking like the end for Swaghound as they can't stand up to these creeps. Or can they? Vicromon, there's a dive back. Rufio though, summoning the Burning Barrage in. He's falling very low though. He gets knocked down, but he has a buyback of his own, and Chio standing the winner of all of it. GG is called from Swag, and what a game, honestly, from Chio especially.
They took control of the game. And they did not lose control of it. I mean, the fights were even, but they still had match control that entire time.
That was insane.
They took advantage of it.
That was insane from them. I think Chio just played out of his mind, undoubtedly the MVP of that game. A bit of...
so bad, so I'll be right back.
Sorry, what do you say?
I have to go to the bathroom.
Okay.
Bad, so
but damn, what a first game. Sheesh. Yeah, I don't know why I said it like that, but man, I don't know if you guys... Okay, thanks for the redeem. Yeah, I definitely need to drink water. What a game, man. What a game. So let's do a little bit of a look at the post game, right? Let's take a look at the gold graphs. A few dips and ebbs in it, but throughout it all, I think Chio just so far ahead, right? Yeah, so throughout the entire game, even though there's a bit of fluctuating gold lead, the gold lead really is in the cause of 1Anchor, and I'm beginning to think, you know, they've been telling me that their 1Anchor is Lorbit, who's their designated position 3 player, but he's not in this game, and it kind of is looking like this anchor is Chio right now, leading the team, making the calls, and just styling on them, quite honestly. He only dies, ends the game with a 18-3-14 score, which is so hard on this Void Spirit, right? Because there's instant disable coming out from this Lich, that Rupture as well, very hard to play against. And Lone, we saw, even though he managed to get like such a free early game, doesn't manage to actually make anything out of it. The early rotations were nice and all, but just can't really get set up. Rufio is able to have a free bot lane just farming away. Meanwhile, Vicromon on the other hand, pairing up with Benji to make moves happen around the map, aided by Chio, and just very nicely done overall. There are some fumbles here and there when it comes to the team fights, and a bit of messy spell casting and some panic here and there, but definitely Chio and Vicromon over here really making the moves happen, and I'll be excited to see game 2 and how Swaghound adjusts, because they by no means play bad, right? Big Dad energy, or rather Z-Mage over here, was really terrifying on the CK, but at the end of the day, you know, when your Lich just dies to one Astro Step like Resonant Pulse, and your Phoenix is silenced, and then in panic, he heals himself, egg, and then just gets completely wrecked by the Stepfire. Meanwhile, the rest of the team can't really clean up. It's just so difficult to make anything happen because your backline is just dead, and your Bloodseeker, you know, from start to finish, we've been wondering about this last pick, and just hasn't really worked out for them. Not really sure what the idea was. Maybe they thought the Rupture would kind of force the Klings to stand and fight, and it did, but it reached a point where the Klings was perfectly fine standing and fighting.
Okay, I'm back.
Welcome back.
I opened up this post game thinking that there would be insane hero damage done on on 1Anchor side, but yeah, I mean, it really doesn't look like it. They just because I guess all the fights were super even. They weren't like dominating. It's just they had the map control and they were able to pressure them so much. I actually have to go.
Okay.
Because I'm going to be playing.
Oh. Okay.
So bye bye. Thanks for having me.
Oh. Okay. Am I so? Okay. Wait. Let me see whether TCG.
Okay. Bye bye.